and the workout is over. 17 minutes from beginning to end. 17 minutes. I'm out of breath. I'm sweating at that point. He says to me, come on, John, I'll buy you lunch. It was lunchtime. He takes me down the block to the Rose Cafe. I'm not going to say no, because why? Hi, I'm John Hart, and welcome back to Mr. America Hart. Today I'm sharing with you what it was like to have my very first workout with Mike Mentzer, Mr. Heavy Duty, High Intensity trainer, Mr. America, Mr. Universe as well. Mike Mentzer is now famous for having these very high intensity, low volume workouts, meaning one set per exercise. And he trained many, many people, thousands of people, in fact, all throughout the 90s and the early 2000s before his death. And I had the benefit of training with him in the early 90s and then eventually becoming friends with him and then eventually working for MikeMentzer.com all the way up until 2021. So that was long after he had passed. But let me get back to the point. That first workout that we did together after I hired him as my trainer, he instructed me to show some self-control by staying out of the gym for 10 days, 2 weeks. I think at that point in time it was actually 10 days for me because I really wasn't overtrained like a lot of people are. I never was a high volume trainee in the first place. So he gives me 10, 11 days off, something like that, and I take the instruction. And after I get those days off, I meet with him at Golds Gym in Venice. We go ahead and he decides it's going to be a leg workout. We're going to superset. I'm going to give you the workout in order that day. It was supersetting leg extensions, a Nautilus leg extension with a Nautilus leg press, and then enough rest after that to be kind of recovered, and then do a set of lying down leg curls. And then lastly, standing calf raises after enough, another small rest and a drink of water. So brief workout. It was over with before I could even think, okay, but this is what went down. In that workout, okay, funny story. In that workout, he warms me up on the compound exercise of the day. Which one is that? The leg press. Why the leg press? Well, it uses my quads, my hamstrings, my glutes, my hips, my knees, my ankles, my calves, my feet. Everything in my lower body is getting fully warmed up. And if you see on any leg press, there's plenty of action going on that leg press. You have all these muscles working in unison, and that's what we want. We want to warm up on that exercise as opposed to doing warm-ups unnecessarily on isolation exercises. So that's where it's at, right? We warm up on the leg press, and then he leaves the machine ratcheted up right to where I need it to be, depth-wise, with the weight already on there. What was the warm-up? The warm-up was 50% of what I can handle for 12 to 20 reps. 50%, a set of 10 reps. 75%, a set of 5 reps. Now I'm ready to go. What pace, what cadence do we use? The negative, lowering the weight, about 4 seconds. Driving the weight up explosively. 1001, 1002, boom, the weight's up there. At max, 1002, 2 seconds. Okay? So we go ahead to the leg extension to start the official workout. On the leg extension, what cadence are we using? Lifting it explosively, 1001, 1002, holding it for 1001 count at the top, and then down in 4 seconds, 3 or 4 seconds. Grand total, 3, 4, 5, 6 second reps, 5, 6 second reps, okay? We do the leg extensions and he tells me, all right, John, I want you to take these leg extensions to the point where you cannot get one more full, complete repetition under your own power, at which point I'm going to give you a forced repetition with just enough help to complete the repetition, and then we'll do one more, and when we do that one extra rep, you're going to hold it at the top for as long as you can and fight it the whole way down. Makes sense. I get on that machine, and as I start, I get worked up, okay? I'm training with my boyhood idol, Mike Mentzer right here, right? So I start cranking out the reps. As I'm going, we get near the end of that set where it's obvious I'm not going to be able to get another 1 or 2 reps. And Mike says to me, all right, John, I want you to imagine that there's 10 naked girls standing around you right now. And I said, what? And I put the weight down and I start laughing. I go, what do you mean 10 naked girls? This is not motivating to me to get more reps. Well, John, imagine you got to get more reps, otherwise they don't want to talk to you. Well, this is like short-circuiting me at that point in time. So I stop him and I say, let's leave the naked girls out of this workout, okay? I'm heterosexual, okay? So it didn't matter to me, this whole picture he gave to me. It wasn't going to motivate me to get 1 or 2 or 3 more repetitions at all. So I needed something else, okay? So if he's going to tell me, get me motivated in any other way, it's not that way. So I go ahead. I'm laughing thinking about it because he had me just completely off guard. So I go, start up the set again. I said, I ain't care if we start over again. So we did. And right near the end of that set, he says to me, all right, John, imagine some nefarious character on this next rep holding a gun to your head. You either get the rep or he's going to blow your brains out. And again, I don't stop this set, though. It was just a bad visual for me. So I get the repetition. And then Mike, on the next one, he helps me through. Once the weight gets stuck, he helps me through to complete the next repetition on the leg extension. And then he gives me 1 more forced repetition just like that. And it was a long, grueling repetition. And then I hold it as long as I can, maybe 5, 8 seconds before it's descending. I can't control it any longer on the negative. The weight goes down. Boom. And now I have to move on. I hobble on across the room to that leg press. Man, we jump on that leg press. It's the last thing I want to do. And I explode. So I got 13, 14 repetitions on that first leg extension. Now on the leg press, I'm expected to get whatever I can get. Whatever's left in the muscle, John, give me everything I got, like that. Man, I was good for 6 or 8 reps. That was it. About half of what I did on the leg extension. And they were, again, grueling to the point where I couldn't push the weight up anymore. He couldn't help me anymore. The weight just came, boom, right back down. And on the Nautilus leg press, there was a stopper where the weight couldn't crush you. So, of course, I let it on down. Okay, you see what I'm showing you on one of the old Nautilus leg presses. Here it is. You can see it's a different kind of a leg press. It's not a plate-loaded one. It's a selectorized one. The weight comes down. It can only go so far. So that's the one that you had me using. Now, I get a sip of water. He says, John, recover a little bit. When you're ready to go, we'll jump on this leg curl. He walks me on over to the lying leg curl. Again, a Nautilus lying leg curl. As soon as I catch my breath, I have a sip of water. Some brief talk, boom, I'm on that leg curl, giving it everything I got. And it gives me the same pattern that we did on the leg extension. I go to complete muscular failure, where I cannot lift the weight up even 1 more time, and then he helps me through 1 time, I let it down slowly, he helps me through a 2nd time, and that 2nd one he says to me, hold it as long as you can, and the weight just seemed to fall down all on its own until my legs straightened out. So, I'm 3/4 of the way through this workout. All I have is a set of calves left. We've only done 1 set of each exercise so far. We hobble on over to the first room at Golds Gym, the main first room in Golds Gym Venice, standing calf machine. I jump on that thing, and he has me load the machine up. I get on it, and boom, boom, I'm going up and down nice and smooth. What cadence? Again, exploding up into a full contraction, and he tells me to get as high as I can, up on my tippy toes. And he wasn't satisfied with me just driving through the balls of my toes. He wanted me to get on my toes, which was excessive in my case because I had some really nice calves, and getting up that high took the pressure off my foot onto a weaker point of my foot, onto my big toe itself, which to me was unnecessary. The big ball of your big toe, as a trainer, to me, that is perfect. It's fine. Drive through as high as you can. He was actually grabbing my ankles, making me go even higher than what I was used to. So we go ahead, we grind out these standing calf machine calf raises, and with a high, and a hold at the top, and a moderate stretch. The pace, the cadence, it's a short movement. Again, exploding up, down in a 3, 2, 1, boom, up, hold for 1001, and then down, 3, 2, 1. That was it. I take that set to total failure. I'm only done around 12 reps. He helps me through 1, 2 times, holds that 2nd one at the top, and then I take it down as slow as I can. And the workout is over. 17 minutes from beginning to end. 17 minutes. I'm out of breath. I'm sweating at that point. And he says to me, come on, John, I'll buy you lunch. It was lunchtime. He takes me down the block to the Rose Cafe. I'm not going to say no, because why? My idol at the time invites me to lunch. I'm going. I want to get everything I can out of this man's mind. At the time, again, part of the story, we sit down at a table outside. He lights up a cigarette. Just disgusting to me. Hard to breathe. And he looks at me and he goes, John, everybody's got to have at least one vice. And now, of course, I don't agree with that. I don't think everybody's perfect, but anyway, as he's blowing smoke left and right. So I had to sit on the opposite end of the table from him just until we got through breakfast. But again, there was method to his madness, let's say, at the time, in inviting me to lunch, because I had no appetite. So basically, he wasn't buying me lunch. I was hardly hungry at all. I had a protein drink on me. I downed that. And then occasionally, I'd get little bites of this turkey meal he would buy for me. And that would be it. I saved the rest for later, because it was really about hanging out with him at that time. So that was it. My very first workout with Mr. Heavy Duty, High Intensity, Mike Mentzer. I hope you all enjoyed that. Listen, you got any questions for me down below in the comment section, go ahead and hit it. And look, I mentioned this was at a time in the early 90s where Mike had, I'm going to show you something. Mike had written Heavy Duty, High Intensity 1 at this point in time, this book. And having worked for Mike, I have copies of this book. I had a box of these things. And I have no need for them. I'm selling them off. If you're interested in getting a copy, an original print, brand new, by the way, the pages have never been bent. They're sitting in a box for the last 25 years. You can go ahead and email me direct at mramericahart.com. Hit the contact page, shoot me an email, give me an inquiry. I'll shoot you the prices and all of that. So that's it for today. From my heart to you, John Hart. And before you go, off to my left, you're going to see the subscribe button. That's it right there to my channel. Please give that thing a tap, won't you? And become a subscriber. Down below, off to your left, you're going to see a thumbs up button. Why don't you give that thing a tap as well? And YouTube will alert you every time I have a new video pop up. I'll see you next time.